Hi, this is Jen from How We End, and you are watching CMS TV.
And we are back right here on CHRIS Akin Presents with Chris and Erik. And Erik, what'd you think of that? That guy was great, huh?
Yeah, what a ripper that guy is.
Dude, he can absolutely shred. And it's funny, we're getting a lot of comments in here. Great interview, and and damn good interview, and blah blah blah. Those kind of interviews are easy. Guy with a lot of history that likes to talk. I can do those all day long.
For the guitar players, here's a little secret I wish I knew a lot earlier.
Yeah.
But if you're an up and coming, shredder guy that can't afford to go to Berkeley, you could put on an Alcatraz track with Joe Stump ripping it up, and you could go into the settings on YouTube and you could change the playback speed. Now, normally if you would change the playback speed, it would like knock it to a different key or whatever, but it actually surprisingly keeps the pitch
really
the same as the original, but can slow it down as much as, 75%.
Wow.
Whatever's necessary. You do it too slow, it'll just sound like But if you do it right, you can actually like take somebody's solo and actually learn it. I've like gone back to brush up on maybe even some Ward DeMartini solos that I probably wasn't playing right. So if you didn't know that, I'm here to tell you, you can do that.
Hey, you can go to the Erik School of Music, which is Slow Down YouTube.
Slow down for me.
Well, dude, can you imagine? Just think about this for a second. Can you imagine walking into your class and here comes Joe Stump to fucking be your teacher, and you're like entry-level guitar player that is barely past playing AC/DC chords, and you're like, all right, here comes this guy, and you'd be like, oh,
it's nerve-wracking, right? It would be.
I would be like, I'm so gonna fail this course.
I don't particularly like having to do anything by myself. There's a couple points in the show where I have to do something by myself. The one that comes to mind is like Back for More.
Right.
From Ratt, where all of a sudden I have to do this whole clean guitar
intro. Down, that part.
And if I start spacing out and thinking about my bills or like a fight up with my chick or something, like I could like forget what chord comes next, or like I could know any slight thing is just going to destroy that song, in the beginning.
All right, be honest. Have you ever fucked it up like really bad?
There is a time I recall like 20 years ago where not only did I fuck it up terribly, but somebody in the front row had a big like drink and just fucking hucked it right in my face. And it just like exploded all over me and Pearcy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did Stephen like lose his shit at you? I see. This is the stuff we can't get normally.
Right.
When you fuck up a song like that, that's all the end, and obviously at that song, the beginning of that song before it kicks in with the doom 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 doom, before that part, it's all attention on you. If you fuck that up, what does Stephen say to you when you get off stage that night?
He's like, he would probably tell me, "Oh, you sound like shit tonight." So he'd probably tell me that. There's been a few times he might have said that, but most of the time he thinks everything's great. Like we could have a disastrous show and he'll come back, "Hey, high five." It's like, I'll give that one 6.5.
Nice.
I'm like, what show are you at? That was like a fucking 2.5.
Dude, is he that way with his own performances? Because it's no secret he's had some bad ones, and he's had some, especially when he was going through all the shit with his knee. He had some real bad ones. Does he come off the stage after that and be like, oh, that fucking sucked?
He's played so many shows, and he's such an iconic guy that he really doesn't like dwell on that sort of thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He doesn't dwell on the however many handful of shows where he had some issues and it was on YouTube and probably has 10 million hits watching him hanging off a drum riser, but I thought it was hilarious because, like, at the time, it wasn't like I was wishing the best for him and Juan's version of the band or anything, because it was
Sure.
putting me out of work. So when I saw that, I was just like,
So funny.
yeah, it was fun. I found it to be humorous.
One more on Stephen, and then we'll get to our other
Okay.
guest that wants to come in and say hi. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
When you guys play like a really big show, whatever a really big show would be now, maybe it would be like a headline of an M3 or something. I'd
Sure.
imagine that's a big show, right? That's a
Mhm.
bigger show. Does he, who's played 10,000 shows at this point, does he get like way amped up like you guys, I'm assuming do. I'm assuming, especially you who's excitable anyway. I'm sure when you look out there and see 30,000 people or whatever, like a Rocklahoma or something, your
Right.
fucking heart's going 10,000 miles a minute. Does Pearcy get that way, or is he so immune to it now that it's just another gig, whether it's 10 people or 100,000 people?
That's one of his lines that he goes, I don't care if it's 10 people, 1,000 people, 11 billion people. It's all a party to me. Or something like that. He has some.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to
iteration of
say
that.
it, but does he live it?
He does live it. And he's just having fun with it. He's somebody who has had enough drama in his life to appreciate each day.
Right.
And he sincerely, when he tells the crowd how much he loves to see their smiling faces still, he's being sincere, that he's like, I think he appreciates it more now even than maybe he did when I joined the band 20 years ago. And he was like, wouldn't sign autographs. He just, his life, his chi wasn't in order, you know?
Right.
And I feel like now he's in a good place. He's so much healthier. We have a ton of shows being booked right now. I'm hearing like already like 40 shows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for the rest of the year. Then they're still adding some, so that's phenomenal.
Am I gonna have to find a co-host for some of these, or are they?
I don't think
all
so.
weekends?
There's the Monsters of Rock cruise is the only time that
Right.
I'm going to be gone for a Monday, and that is coming up at the end of this month.
Yep, and I already got a host for that, so we're good.
This week, we're going to the Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, nice.
State of
Nice and warm.
Yeah, Arizona. They're in the Pima County Fair.
Okay.
We're headlining the show. Slaughter and Great White are going to be playing.
Nice.
So that's cool.
It's the only thing that'll be cool in that hot house. Holy smokes.
You know, speaking of hot house, there's the hot spot that we were talking about earlier in Austin, and one cool thing that happened was Johnny Monaco, which, by the way, I'm drinking a Monaco. I don't know if you're familiar with these.
No.
It's the green screen. It kind of makes it look.
Oh, there it is. It's gone.
Yeah, I already drank it. It's already gone. All you see is the logo, which is
Right.
just if you could see.
Yeah, there it is. The Monaco.
There's a cock. It's just a cock.
Sounds like Monaco to me.
Anyways, it's this is a tequila lime crush because they were out of the Cantina tequila sodas that my lady Susan likes to get that are expensive as shit. They're like $9 for 4 of them.
Ooh.
They're a little strong, but these are actually 9%.
9%
alcohol. Yeah, which is like, it's awful for like the first 4 sips of this one. It's awful, but then it burns your taste buds away. You don't taste it anymore, and you're like, oh, I'm getting pretty buzzed off this, you know. And then it's just kind of like a kind of shitty energy drink kind of taste,
right?
But anyway, that's a lot of alcohol in there, so I'm enjoying that. But anyways, Johnny had introduced me to a gentleman named Mark Hackett who makes really cool stuff. He's like I guess an inventor guy of sorts, and he has a company called Tone Vice. And if you're somebody who plays guitars that have like locking tuners on it, typically you'd have to have Allen wrenches nearby to be able to like undo this part, the nut. If you have locking nuts. Now, these things are kind of cool, super heavy duty, but if everybody can see that, they kind of look like beer taps.
Yeah.
But these turn to the to the left to unlock. But you don't need Allen wrenches anymore. You just have these. You're never going to have to find an Allen wrench. These easily, they're heavy duty. And Johnny introduced me to the guy, and the guy gave me a couple pairs of these, and they're awesome. The next thing that I want to get is a stabilizer to go in the back of the guitar, which would keep it from being able to pull up, but it would like stabilize it. So if you ever did break a string, or it would keep it in tune. And also if you're changing strings, it's a lot easier. You don't have to find stuff to jam in there. Right. So I will be getting that soon, but everybody can check out Mark Hackett's company Tonevice at tonevice.com.
Okay. Very cool.
They can score. So that was a
now are you going to mod out? Are you going to just mod that guitar out? Or are you going to mod everything you have for that? Or what are you going to do?
I did. They also, let me see here. They also had it. He came back and said, I think you have black hardware too, right? So he had
oh, nice.
Yeah. Gave me a black pair also.
Okay.
And very cool.
Now, what do those do? This is the novice guitar player in me, because I can't play for shit. What do those do for your sound? Anything, or is it just for the the mechanics of the guitar?
Exactly. That's a great description of what it is. It's basically just to lock the strings in place. And these types of setups where it has the Floyd Rose, they are a pain to get set up. I mean, honestly, I take 2 guitars with me. Johnny just takes one. He has like a Ibanez guitar, and he has a stabilizer thing in the back. So what I forgot to mention is this thing's like the D-Tuna that was an Eddie Van Halen device that basically, I think Eddie might have been the first one to come up with this thing, but it has a little dial that you turn to the left, and then all of a sudden the guitar will go from standard tuning down to drop D.
Sure.
You could set it up like that. But the problem is that D-Tuna doesn't work on all guitars. Like, it doesn't work on my Charvels, which sucks. But if you use the Tonevice one, that does fit in. It's actually way more heavy duty. Like, I was checking Johnny's out, and he's all, check it out. And I went up and was like rolling it back, and it feels heavy duty. It doesn't feel like something that's going to wear out or what have you. I'm not sure what the price is on that thing, but I'm going to get one.